everybody, welcome back. This is month 2 of our chunk 2, I should say. And this is a pretty easy month, actually sewing wise, but I just wanted to go over a couple of topics with you. We're doing the grass. So here's our instructions. Again, if you're doing the quilt by number, the numbers I used in my sample are back here. Keep in mind, please, that it may not correspond exactly to the written instructions here. But again, this is scrappy and happy. Don't worry about it. And a side note, you could even throw in other fabrics if you wanted to. Anything goes, okay? When you have the strippets and you separate your strippets, they are mostly 8 inches width. So in this case, I need you to cut, for example, from each green, 2 4.5-inch squares. So you're going to have to place them lengthwise. So here's a strippet. This is 8 inches across. So you're going to have to do your 4.5-inch squares this way. And then you can use this fabric that's left over for the 1.5 by 2.5-inch rectangles. And of course, you'll have a lot of leaf opportunities coming up. But the instructions are pretty straightforward for this month. This should be just easy and fun. Each fabric that you use when you cut is used twice, so you should have the same background twice. That doesn't mean you need to combine it with the same green. You can kind of mix it up. But ideally, each fabric is used twice. And when I separate them, I try to start a pile of dark greens, and then I have a pile of light greens, and a pile of prints. Okay, so after I get all of my individual blocks sewn together, then it's a matter of just sewing them into rows. And I typically I'm very kind of diligent about how I disperse all of the fabrics. I like to make sure to keep the printed fabric separate or evenly distributed. And when I'm combining these two fabrics together, I try to keep like a busy one with a quiet one. I generally won't put 2 busy fabrics next to each other because it becomes harder to see. But I separate it by prints and I separate it by value. So I try to distribute the dark value evenly throughout, and also the prints evenly throughout. And really, you try, sometimes it doesn't work that way, but I try to make sure that none of the same fabrics are right next to each other. And then you get a nice grass. And again, this is kind of really scrappy, and it can be really anything that goes. But this is the chunk that we're working on this month. It should be easy and fun. Have fun, and I'll see you next month.